All right guys, so we have a new lens here. This is one of a kind. It's Sony's new 50-150 f2, and this is gonna be one of the best portrait lenses that I probably get to try this year, so let's get after it. Okay, you wanna go to a more open spot back here? I can shoot through all these things and you won't even see them. All right, here we go, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm in high speed shooting right now. We don't need to take 10 photos at once. We will do a test later though. All right, here we go. I'm at 150mm f2. Nice. I'm gonna get a nice headshot in here. How cold are you right now? Do you think you could do some without it? I love this. This is a good look. Get the eye autofocus going here. I'm just gonna set it into continuous low and you can kind of just keep moving. We'll keep working it. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's bring hands up to face. I'm really close in your face, like up near your collar maybe. Yeah, somewhere in there, looking straight into camera. So this lens is a one of a kind. It kind of falls in line with Sony's other 28-70 f2 that they came out with last fall. So this is kind of the companion to that. You would have the 28-70 and then the 50-150. All at f2. So this lens does kind of look like a 70-200. It's roughly the same length as the 70-200 f2.8 G Master Mark II, but it's definitely wider. It's a little bit more chunkier, and that's so that you get that f2 aperture through the entire zoom range, which makes the lens bigger.
It also has that fast quad XD linear autofocus motor system in it, 3 programmable focus hole buttons, a DMF switch, a click-declick aperture ring, and the aperture is an 11-blade aperture for nice circular bokeh as you stop the lens down, and has a big 95mm front filter thread, as well as a removable tripod collar, and the lens weighs 1,340 grams. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know I don't really love using lens hoods, but it does include a lens hood, and this lens hood does have that little trap door in it so that you can adjust your lens filters, but it does make this lens quite a bit bigger once you put it on.
Love that. Can you give me more side profile? Yeah, something like that. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna punch in really close. Bring the hat down just a little bit. Yeah, and then looking off to your right a little more. Yeah, right there. Love that. I actually liked when you had your hand up in frame. Nice. I'll show you these.
Oh, I see why you like the side profile because their hair is kind of...
It's cutting out your cheek, like coming down, yeah. Do some off the back shoulder too. I'm gonna go really close, like close headshot. Nice. You can't take a bad photo with this combo. So when it comes to the size of this lens, they were actually able to keep it relatively small considering the fact that this is an f2 zoom and it's all internal zooming. So your barrel doesn't extend, which is basically like the 70-200. But unlike the 70-200, they did not include image stabilization in the lens. So this lens doesn't have optical stabilization. And I guess they assumed that at 150mm you didn't really need it, and that the IBIS is starting to get better in these cameras, that it kind of makes up for that. All right, let's do some stuff sitting. Are you cold? The sun finally came out. Yeah, it feels good. Maybe like right in here. But this would just look so good with sun kicking up behind you. It's gonna happen. We just have to wait for that giant cloud to move. All right, sun's coming out. Oh, this is gonna look so much better. Love that. I'm shooting everything wide open at f2 for the haters, so they can complain in the comments. All right.
Today's video is sponsored by Motion Array, and if you're a content creator looking for royalty-free music or video assets, it's definitely one of the best places out there. Now, not only do they have a massive selection of high-quality royalty-free music, stock footage, and video templates, but they also added a lot of new stuff. So they recently added the AI voiceover feature, which I've shown in the past, and they also added LUTs, and these are high-quality LUTs made by professional colorists, and I've used them in my own projects, music videos, and things like that, and they're actually really good. Now, when I was looking for music in this video specifically, I was trying to look for a country western vibe type song, and while I was searching on Motion Array, I actually found something different. It was more of like a dark country vibe, and that actually suits it better. And so I made a collection, and I added those songs to the collection so that I could come back to those later, and I could pick the ones I wanted to actually download. Now, the cool thing about Motion Array is that when when you download some of these tracks, they actually have the stems along with it. And so what you can do is you can actually build out that song that fits your video. So if you didn't want the vocals or a specific instrument, you can actually mix that out yourself in the edit. So whether you're working on a YouTube video, a commercial project, or even just an Instagram reel, I'm sure you're going to find what you're looking for. So make sure to check out motionarray.com. Link is in the description.
This lens is so buttery. Love that. I get one in a horizontal too. Instagram has ruined me. I only want to shoot vertical now. Nice. Love that. Perfect. You're gonna walk into the saloon. You're gonna walk into the saloon and kick the door in. And walk up to the bartender. Oh, that was a pretty good kick. All right, here we go. And go for it. There we go. Look off to your left. Yep. Stop right there.
When it comes to autofocus tracking, this lens has those quad XD linear motors for fast autofocus tracking, and it's tuned to be able to handle up to 120 frames per second burst shooting with the Sony A9 Mark III. So if you're doing sports, action, wildlife, it's going to be amazing. And I was using the Sony A1 Mark II, which is also amazing, but it only does 30 frames per second, and I don't think one shot was out of focus.
I like that with the hat down though. It's kind of sick. Somehow it's still seeing your eye even like that. It's crazy. I want to shoot back down this way with your back against the tree. Yeah, I like the tilted hat down. It's dope. Somehow it's still seeing your eye. Oh, we're getting the sun. Let's go. Look out towards the water. Chin down a bit more. That looks so good. I'm going to get in closer. Nice. All right. Love that. Actually, more like about here, so you're slightly looking off. Yeah, I want to capture that other eye there. Yeah, that's dope. We got it. So in my meeting with Sony, when they were talking about this lens, they were comparing it to the Tamron 50-150 a lot. And I think in their minds that's the most comparable to this lens, because that lens is 35mm f2, but it starts to go down to f2.8 as you zoom the range. What I'd actually think is more comparable is if you were looking at a 70-200 f2.8 G Master Mark II. And so you'd be in the market either looking at that or this. I still think they're very two drastic lenses, but I guess if you were looking for the ultimate portrait lens, this would definitely be it over a 70-200.
So I just did a quick focus breathing test here, going from infinity to minimum focus. And if you pay attention to the railing on the right, you can see that there's hardly any focus breathing.
I'll shoot through the fence. So I'm shooting APS-C, like Super 35 right now. This is like 225mm at f2. Actually, walk away from me, but look back at me. Love that. Okay, now walk towards me. Wow. Perfect, good job. We got it. We're done. We just knocked out probably 1,000 photos today.
So my final thoughts on this lens are that it's incredible. I can't find any faults with it. It's got a beautiful look to it. F2 is so dreamy at those focal lengths, and they did a great job on it, but it's a G Master, and with G Master comes price. And so this lens is not cheap. It's gonna come in at around $3,900 USD, or around $5,500 Canadian, and that's kind of expensive. This is going to be for professionals, professional wedding photographers, professional portrait photographers. The issue is there's already a 70-200 f2.8 G Master Mark II, which also is amazing and will be a little bit less money and get you some more reach. So it's going to really come down to what you want.
All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. That is the 50-150 f2. Thanks to Stella for modeling. Thanks to everyone else for helping out on the shoot. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. See you guys in the next one. I love that. All right, I'll have you